think the climate has been changing over the last 10 years?
I think that the weather is definitely getting more extreme. The hot is getting hotter and the cold is getting colder.
I think it has. Certainly it seems to be more extreme events, as in terms of hurricanes, typhoons, you seem to be getting worse and worse. And also we've seen a lot of data. I did a geography degree, so I did a lot of studying into the climate change, and there's lots of data. Well, all the data is virtually suggesting that climate is changing and things are warming all around the planet. So we're seeing a lot of the ice caps in the Arctic and the Antarctic starting to melt at a much higher rate than previously. So I think there's definitely, I'd say that the climate is definitely changing.
Yes, it has been changing, but I think it will always change. But I do think that humans have made it worse in the last 10 years.
Yes, I think the answer to that is yes, and it appears to have got wetter and probably slightly warmer.
Yes, I do. Probably the biggest impact on us, I think the seasons are changing. Growing up at least 20 years ago, I remember summers being at least starting a couple of months earlier than they do now. I think you get more random weather. Things don't seem to be as patterned.
Can you give an example of what you consider extreme weather?
Anything that's uncommon or causes a really big disruption to the city or community that it occurs in.
I think that's a difficult question because it varies around the planet. So in London, extreme weather would be probably 60, 70 miles an hour winds. But I'm from South Wales, and there you'd regularly get winds of that nature. So I think extreme weather is anything that I suppose causes damage, I would say, to buildings or the environment.
I think extreme weather is something like flooding, especially in the UK, where we've had one of the wettest winters for over 300 years, I think.
Well, I guess the obvious example to me is a typhoon or a hurricane.
I guess it would be, in my mind, extreme temperature or extreme changes in weather. From New Zealand, we're very used to having 4 seasons in one day, and I think we're getting that a lot more over here now. And also the summers are becoming a lot hotter, which is a nice thing, but you also get some very extreme winters over here, and then you get ones that are not, like the winter we've just had. So that in itself is quite extreme and unpredictable.